Okay, the recording is started. So they're playing with limited sets.
Yeah, so it looks like they're just playing with intrigue and prosperity.
Alright, so interesting. Not
Prosperity has some really strong cards in it.
alright. A lot of
Intrigue.
treasure on this board.
Yeah, that's the thing when you roll a prosperity board, you get a lot of kingdom treasure. So first thing that stands out to me is the attacks. Very strong attacks on this board with Rabble, Replace, and Torturer.
Yeah, no trashing. That's not like loan.
Or
So,
Replace.
right, replace. Missed that one.
Yeah, but it's not like trashing. It's a remodeler, right?
Yeah, so you can't
So
really thin.
so I think the open here is Silver Shanty or Lone Shanty. I'm inclined to go Silver Shanty because I want to hit 5 and get a Torturer as soon as possible.
Yeah, that looks nice. Then go with the Shanty and Tortures, like Village Draw.
Oh, they have King's Court set to 0, yet they're playing with Prosperity. That's kind of sad.
Oh man.
King's Court is a very fun card. It's on my like list.
And also, Enchantress and Salt, which aren't cards that get banned a lot.
And yeah. And Rebuild, which is often banned at lower levels because they don't know how to beat it yet.
Yeah, like, no, otherwise you'd see, like, high RNG cards like Tournament and Chariot Race and Cultist.
Yeah, those tend to be banned a lot more. Okay, so they're getting conspirators. The problem here is it doesn't really seem like there's a good way to activate conspirators because there's no like, there's only Shantytown as the only non-token on the board.
Yeah, and I
So
don't feel like you can get deck control here.
no, you're gonna. But I think if you can be the one who plays a bunch of tortures on your opponent first, then you'll probably win the game.
Yeah.
So with these pretty bad opens, in my opinion, they both fail to hit uh, 5 on turn 3. Give me 1 second.
Alright. So they're both also going for Shanty Towns. So cobbling together something. And McWaffle gets a replace on the first 5 instead of Torture.
Yeah, that seems wrong to me.
Yeah, Torture, you draw, you also either make your opponent discard or gain a curse. And the curse is hard to trash unless you have a replace, but even then,
Even then,
it's
like, what are you doing?
a
You're turning.
it's a
Okay, he
big
goes for
inconvenience.
Horde. I think that's a big mistake. Horde is really like there is a deck that plays like with Horde and tries to just buy a lot of like duchies and dukes, but that gets outscored pretty badly by colonies.
Yeah, you've got colonies, so Duke is not good.
More conspirators I don't like. Again, I don't think there's any way to activate them. They're basically just terminal silvers.
Yeah, because you've got one shanty town and you don't even have
Here,
rabble or
here,
torture.
here you will be able to play the conspirator as activated. So that's nice. Yep, top deck a conspirator, play conspirator, play conspirator. But like that was an unusual hand to be able to set up. Like you're not going to hit that very often.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that's why torture is good because it's also +3 cards.
yeah, it's draw and it attacks them, and so it pairs really well with a village. Like if there's torture and a village on the board, unless there's very strong trashing, usually the one who can get their torture deck online first and give their opponent a bunch of curses or make them pass their turns is going to win.
Yeah, so that's probably going to be the thing to be doing here. Alright. So here... Oh, gold is not the buy.
Yeah. So the thing about gold is It's a pretty bad card for your deck. It's a stop card, and if you really want golds, you can get some hordes and then buy green cards. So GreenAjah does buy a duchy. Perhaps they're gonna go for a Duke Duchy thing. I don't know, but this Shantytown Conspirator thing is looking pretty sad.
Yeah, it's just playing the silver. And with Conspirator in hand, you're not gonna draw with Shantytown.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they buy more conspirators. Seems quite bad.
so I mean, what's the strategy here? Build to like a single colony?
Yeah, I mean, there's no plus buy,
Yeah.
so you're not building any bigger than that. Um, yeah, I think you want. I think it's less important to get to colony first, and more important to get to hitting your opponent with a whole bunch of torturers first.
Yep. Which neither player has bought.
Yeah. So you could replace this conspirator into a torturer and buy a shantytown.
But my actions don't want to trash him.
A conspirator is just not good on this board. In order to activate it, you need a shantytown and another action.
Does Conspirator even pass the silver test here?
No, I don't think it does. I think it's worse than silver because it's effectively just a terminal silver on this board. Don't buy another conspirator. Okay, I like the shantytown more. So they do not seem to want to attack each other. They are playing very friendly. And they're basically just playing money. So even if you're not planning on playing like a big conspirator, a big torturer stack, certainly playing money with a rabble or a torture is going to be way more effective than playing conspirator money.
Plus, it's draw, and draw is good, so you
That's
can
my
actually
point.
get your cards.
Yeah, like just playing terminal draw big money is in general pretty terrible, but um, it's certain. No, don't buy another conspirator. What are those conspirators doing?
The pile is way too low.
It should be at 10.
Ugh.
Um, but yeah, adding a draw card in there is going to mean that your money deck is going to get way more consistent.
Yeah, playing with not base and only a few sets is odd because either you're playing usually you play either base or all sets, and in between you get weirder kingdoms.
Yeah, I mean, with only these two sets, you're probably going to have a lack of villages. So I guess you're going to see money-ish boards. I
Yeah,
mean, there are some
because
villages in both, but like
yeah, I've got
in
like
general,
a couple, but there's a lot more villages when you're playing with every card
yeah, and
that you have.
engines in general are more viable because you're just more likely to find all the pieces you need for an engine.
And especially with the later sets, which have a lot more engine pieces that work
Hmm.
nicely.
So let's see what GreenAjah buys here. Are they going to stay true to their name and just buy green?
You get a gold with it, so
You do. You could also just buy a gold if you really wanted a gold.
which they do.
If they really want a gold. Okay, turns a replace into a duchy. I don't get that at all. Um, Not sure why you'd want a duchy in your deck. Cursing your opponent doesn't seem worth taking a junk card into your deck. And if you want to curse your opponent, there's a great card to curse your opponent on the board that's really good. Yeah, so the reason this match got delayed is I guess GreenAjah found a stray dog and contacted their owner, which is pretty adorable.
Dogs.
Okay, so they are going for something Duke Duchy based.
Yeah,
Um,
which actually
which really should get outscored by colonies.
But will McWaffle get to colonies and get the colonies quickly enough?
Um, well, McWaffle's the one who bought a Duke. GreenAjah is the one who
Oh,
can buy a colony now next turn.
alright. So yeah, but I think I'd prefer another platinum.
Yeah, it's too early for greening, but GreenAjah just buys green as soon as they can.
I mean,
It's their MO.
alright, so McWaffle keeps going for
McWaffle is committed to playing Duke Duchy.
and like
So in general, if you're playing Duke Duchy, you want to get as many of the duchies as possible before you start getting dukes, um, so that your dukes are worth as much as possible.
alright,
You want to, because
Green
your opponent,
GreenAjah is indeed greening.
yeah. And it's a trap here. Don't buy a province. Yeah, buy a duchy. So if you are going for Duke Duchy, you don't want to help your opponent lower the province pile or the colony pile in this case, but either one. You want to just stay buying duchies and then buy dukes once they're worth 8 or 7 or 6, depending on how many duchies you get. But yes, Duke Duke Duchy on this board is going to get really outscored by a deck that plays with Torture, Rabble, and Shantytown. Just Rabble by itself is enough to make the Duke Duchy deck probably unplayable because it's just going to be sitting there with, hands that have 3 green cards in them forever. Rabble really beats up on money.
Yeah, I'm surprised neither attack got bought.
Yeah. They're not just attacks, they're the only 2 Smithies
Yeah,
on the board. They only
neither.
draw on the
So no
so neither
draw.
player is playing with draw.
And really, GreenAjah could end the game on provinces pretty
And
quickly.
yeah, that's probably the goal.
Like McWaffle is
Buys a
really.
counting house. Okay, that must have been a misclick. Immediately request an undo. Yeah.
Yep, it's close to Duke. Um,
Why are you canceling that? This is a huge deal. Resigning. If I can't undo.
um,
All right.
Alright. So, GreenAjah, true to their name, greens, and
Yeah. So that board was played spectacularly poorly by both
greens.
players. Um, Neither of them bought either of the 2 best cards on the board, which were Torture and Rabble, which would have absolutely destroyed either their opponents.
And McWaffle went for Duchy Duke, which,
Just gets outscored by colonies easily.
yeah, colonies or even just provinces, because with the one buying 8 cards like a lot quicker. No, that game counted. It, it's 1-0 for
One
GreenAjah.
Asia.
You can tell by the color of your name in chat.
You can also tell because I don't think there's anything wrong with undoing for a misclick there. Like I think
Yeah,
any reasonable player would have granted you that. McWaffle, you are
Yep, indeed correct. Red is first.
okay. A lot of waffling going on.
McWaffling.
Well, just I wouldn't have won anyway.
Alright,
All right. So, are we moving on to the next game?
it seems they're getting ready, and let's see what we've got here. A lot of
Okay.
treasure.
A lot of treasure, as happens when you're playing with prosperity. So we have goons on
Nobles.
the board, nobles on the board, bridge
Nobles
on the
is
board.
gonna be key, cause
It's the only plus action.
and draw. Or diplomat, but right. So
Yeah, so some combination of diplomats and nobles is going to be your engine. I don't think you're going to be able to get a bridge turn online here.
no, but
So
you're gonna want goons.
you're definitely going to want goons. I think you're going to play about goons for sure.
So which treasures are we going for here?
I could see opening like Quarry Silver to try to get goons as soon as possible. Quarry Loan also looks good.
Yeah, loan's good because coppers are not good.
Bridge Loan sounds reasonable. RTT, you wouldn't pick up a quarry?
One quarry seems good. So then you can get goons and nobles for 4 instead of 6, which is a really big
Yeah,
jump.
and it does suck with loan, that's true.
So you might want a quarry later on. Indeed, GreenAjah, when you play with prosperity, you tend to get a lot of treasures. That's the theme of the set. Alright, so McWaffle opens Quarry Loan and then draws them both turn 3.
Okay, well, that's pretty nice.
Um,
Unfortunately, that does fail to hit 5. I mean, well, it fails to hit 4, which is what you need to buy goons or nobles.
yeah,
Bridge for McWaffle seems reasonable.
yeah, bridge. Also, something to note is that Diplomat counters Goon's attack,
Doesn't exactly counter
but
it, but it lets
it,
you play off
yeah,
from it.
it makes it
And
better.
it's going to be your main village, probably, once Goons is online.
Also, bridge, so that you have extra buys early before Goons, I guess. Or just because coins.
I mean, Bridge is just a good card.
Yeah.
Um, and ideally, you'd like to be playing with bridges because cost reduction is great with multiple buys, and you have Quarry and you have Givens.
Alright. So McWaffle gets a talisman.
Yeah, I don't like talisman at all. I mean, there are some cute tricks you can do with it where if you get like a quarry and a talisman together, you can make uh, goons cost 4 and then get 2 goons for 1. But I'm not sure that's something you totally want to do. Yeah, you can't get 2 nobles with it because nobles is a victory card.
Yeah, so GreenAjah gets a silver quarry
Oh,
instead of goons or nobles, which I mean, like,
yeah, I agree, RTT. I want 1 goons for a while just to be, and then I want to try to get deck control. Play that goons as often as possible.
yeah, so GreenAjah doesn't get a loan, so
Goes for talisman. I really don't like these talismans. I mean, you have this awkward 5 here where there's not a
yeah,
ton that's good to buy.
silver would be better because then you can actually get
Probably
6.
Diplomat probably now as GreenAjah. Get some draw. It'll eventually become a really useful card, and right now you don't really have any terminals, so it's not like having some terminal draw is a bad thing.
Well, there's the bridge.
No, buys a talisman.
Ah, I mean,
Why? What are these talismans doing? Like, what is the talisman doing for your deck? It's adding more silvers, which you don't want a ton of in the first place.
or if you
Okay, it's adding a ton of quarries, which, like, yes, often you want 2 quarries, but this, like, um,
shiny, shiny.
shiny. Definitely don't need this much. So here, I definitely think you buy a goons or a nobles. Okay, a goons. There we go.
Nice.
Nice.
And now they can do it again.
I'm not sure you want to dump a second goons into your deck just
Like,
yet. I'd probably buy a nobles
yeah,
now.
but the 6 is nice, so.
Oh, right, they can't afford expand. Yeah, expand seems pretty good.
Yes, you can expand.
A whole lot of stuff.
And
And
especially if you. Well, not bridge. Bridge just moves everything.
yeah, bridge doesn't really make. I mean, if you have enough bridges in play, then you can do some cool stuff with expand. But like turning coppers into nobles or something. But you need a bunch of bridges in play, and at that point, you probably already won the game.
I mean, mostly just expanding your useless treasure into something better.
Yeah, I mean, you can expand all those 4 costs you've picked up with talisman into
More
um,
nobles and
nobles and
goons.
goons. Yep, nobles and goons, nobles and goons. So hopefully GreenAjah does not just buy a copper here with their extra buy. Okay, they buy gold. That's a lot worse than goons or nobles. Gold is a stop card for your deck. You really want to try to get deck control. The only way to get deck control here is by having a bunch of nobles. And some Diplos as well, because the Diplos will get activated off your opponent playing goons.
Yep.
So right here, you can do like talisman things, like picking up 2 goons for the price of 1. The question is, do you want that many goons in your deck? With no way to play them yet.
Well, you can't get
But
2 nobles
on
as talisman.
nobles, talisman doesn't work on victory cards.
It's still just one
Okay,
buy.
buying gold. I don't understand why you want gold on this board.
It's shiny.
I think, yeah, I think that the deck that just plays money here is going to get outscored by a goons deck pretty badly.
But will either of them get together the goons deck?
I'm guessing no. So, for the record, what the Goons deck looks like is it has a bunch of nobles. And nobles are what you're using to get deck control and to give you plus actions. You slim down a bunch with loan. Hopefully, it hits just your coppers. And again, like RTT said, a good reason not to pick up quarries and talismans is so that loan is guaranteed just to hit your coppers. And then you get a fairly, you get a deck that you can draw most of the time with nobles. You have some goons as payload. Hopefully, your opponent is also playing goons, in which case you can use diplomat as a village. Even if you can't, you can still use diplomat as a village because it sort of works with nobles. Nobles, you play like a necropolis that gets you down to a 4-card hand, then you play noble, and you play diplomat from there, and that gives you +2 cards and +2 actions. Okay, so McWaffle's going for the nobles. Okay, GreenAjah, like their name says, they like green cards. So they're just expanding stuff to duchies.
A lot of green and yellow.
So what do you buy here with 2 quarries and 2 talismans? You could potentially get quite a lot of cards. But I'm not sure that you actually want all those cards. I'm thinking of playing like I guess you could play everything and buy a nobles and you won't get multiple nobles, but that's fine. You could also get 3 diplomats or 3 goons. Doesn't seem good, but you could do it. Okay, they just buy nobles.
Yeah, I don't know what the talismans are for anywhere because you don't want many copies of any of the like cheap cards or really any cards that talisman works on.
I mean, you do want some number of diplos, but I'd rather just buy them with goons than gain a ton of them with.
I mean, talisman is good for expand.
Yeah, it's good for expand food, but you have plenty of food for expand already because there's no other trashing on this board. Okay, let's see what GreenAjah decides to buy in this goon's turn.
More
Okay,
nobles.
nobles, that's good. And they're not doing the low level mistake of buying copper just because they have goons in play for an extra VP. Venture, I do not like.
Uh,
Feel like that's a case of just taking whatever the nearest 5 cost was. So here you can grab the last 2 nobles.
yeah, I think that'll be really good because then you have a bunch of villages and draw so that you can get all your goons and stuff in.
No,
What?
why is
Not
it
the
proud?
green.
GreenAjah likes the green cards.
Make an alt called White Asia. Buys just actions.
Okay, draws their expand dead. So they have quite a lot of different treasures here, but ultimately they don't do much.
Yeah, no, nobles is nice. It's both.
And loan really anti-synergizes with having a bunch of treasure here because you're just going to keep hitting your good treasure.
Yeah, you want a loan early, then get rid of all your coppers. Or just most of them.
Right, you want loan to get rid of your coppers and can't do that if you're playing with other treasure.
And then finally, after
He
you're done with
buys a
that, add a
buy
quarry.
they buy. I'm not even gonna address that comment. They buy another venture with all that money, which seems strictly worse than a nobles or goons.
Yeah,
GreenAjah buys another province, so GreenAjah is settled on. I think they're just gonna bum rush the provinces. Okay, so it does trash a copper, but also tosses a goons. But we'll have a shuffle coming up, so it's okay.
two bridges. Um, but McWaffle's deck is now just mostly yellow.
Yeah. So GreenAjah decides to buy an expand instead of playing a talisman and buying a province, which is a lot of character. Don't usually see GreenAjah not buy the green card when they can,
Yeah.
but maybe they've decided expand is a good card.
And you can turn your talismans into nobles and goons.
Buys
Estate.
the state. Oh,
It's
so many.
it's way too early, and you're in the lead.
Yeah, you don't want that junk card in your deck. Okay, so see, this is the problem with not getting enough nobles and adding all these terminals is you have no way to play all these now. Yeah, these decks have gotten pretty gross.
GreenAjah has the strats. Play with sets that make money good.
But money isn't good on this board. Okay, again, Talisman does not work on nobles, Malo.
And you probably don't want multiple goons.
Not yet, anyway. I mean, at this point, I guess you kind of do, because
But you're
um, because you're not drawing deck, you have no deck
yeah,
control.
Molo, I agree. I agree with expanding treasures, and yeah, you're not really gonna be able to play multiple goons at once, but you'll be able to play goons more times, I guess.
Yeah,
Unless they collide, and then that sucks.
but it seems here they just want to hit province.
Yeah, GreenAsia's two provinces ahead.
I would trash this talisman. It's bad. It's not doing anything. Trashes
Nice.
it. Okay. But yeah, see the problem with ventures and having these terrible treasures in your deck is that venture is gonna pick up on talismans. Like you don't have on average venture is basically a 5 cost silver because it's gonna be picking up on pretty low cost cards most of the time.
Alright. Expands copper.
With a bridge in play, so here this could be like a Diplo. Gets silver.
Um,
Buys another silver.
I think GreenAsia has all the golds. Um, let's find. Alright, GreenAsia. Yep, all three recorded golds are with GreenAsia. So McWaffle really just has treasures that make one. Maybe McWaffle has silvers. I don't know.
Yeah. So these ventures really don't make any sense to me.
Yeah, all the treasures are just like coppers.
Fancy
Let's
coppers.
find gains silver.
Okay, expand the bridge to what? To another expand. I don't
Yeah.
know that I want 5
Um,
expands in my deck.
McWaffle has literally no treasure that makes more than 1 coin. Man.
Yeah, so Venture's really bad. But also now they have like 4 expands, and I don't think they really have a way to play the expands.
Expand into province.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're going to be doing. So they're going to be like very.
First silver turn 20. Yay. So now it's just money. Alright.
It's just money. Always has been.
We've actually time traveled back to the release of Prosperity. It's the newest set. Everyone's so excited.
Oh my God! The Venture finds the silver.
OP play. Donald Plisner.
Sounds pretty unlikely.
Alright.
I feel like they're just gonna buy a gold or a duchy. They buy an Venture. That is actually somehow worse. Like again, you don't have any treasures that make more than 1 or 2, and you haven't slimmed most of your coppers down. So these ventures are just fancy silvers
My
that also,
expectations were low, and yet I'm already disappointed.
yeah, and they're worse than silvers, because uh they have this big problem where they shuffle your deck in for you and cause your good cards to miss the shuffle.
This is resignable at this point.
I mean,
Unless you
two
pull some like
two provinces are gone.
yeah.
Like this isn't
Well,
resignable.
right. You can always
I,
like expand stuff.
yeah,
It's
you
just
can expand
slow.
stuff.
It's just slow.
Well, they're already on turn 22. So I mean, for comparison, around now, Big Money Ultimate would be finishing up on provinces.
Yeah, expand venture to province.
Yes, please expand this venture. Get it out of here. You need VP. There we
Alright.
go.
Nice.
Now maybe buy a Diplo?
Yeah, I
That's
think diplomat is good here. You can draw and possibly get actions.
okay, so there we see Diplomat being a village with nobles, which is really nice.
Are
To
are
there,
expanding the gold?
yeah, expand the gold to province, and then buy like a duchy or something. Just cement your lead, since you're basically just playing money.
Or you can expand talisman to
You could
something
expand
more
Talisman.
useful.
Yeah, I mean you could. I don't. I don't know that goons or diplomat really matter at this point in the game. So yeah, I guess Talisman to duchy by province. Um, GreenAjah is just trying to solidify their lead. So here, this is probably expand like quarry or estate into duchy.
You know, to me
And
this game feels pretty over.
at this point, it looks like it's pretty much over. I don't see how McWaffle catches up.
Yeah, you need 19 VP, and that's without your opponent getting any more.
Yeah.
And so you can't really. GreenAjah gets one more province, and it's like basically over.
Yeah, I mean, you look. There's assuming McWaffle buys a duchy here, which I think they're forced to. They're pretty much at half VP now. If they're playing with goons, the VP never runs out. But they're not playing a goons deck, so once those two duchies are gone, it's going to be next to impossible to catch up. And it's not like you can really pivot into a goons deck now.
Yep, your deck is just bloated with treasure and everything.
And green. With green and yellow. Okay, so there should be a duchy.
Yep.
Okay, let's see what these nobles do. Not a ton. Can buy a province here. It's pretty losing, but please don't keep drawing. No. Why would you draw a card? Why would you draw on there? You had an action to play. That bridge would have let you potentially buy a province.
And then
If
you
you
could have
want to do that.
expand.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't be
province.
drawing expands dead. You don't want to draw on there. There's nothing reasonable that you were going to draw that was going to get you more stuff. Like you already had enough to buy a province, which is pretty much your max buy. Nothing from drawing on there was going to make your hand any better. And in fact, you just made your next turn a lot worse because you just drew two expands dead. And you really needed those expands if you were going to win somehow with like double expansions.
Here's even the goons.
Yeah, so I mean, tosses the nobles. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you want to buy with 5 with no duchies left. Gold? I would rather buy like Diplomat Estate at this point. Quarry Estate. Okay, I really don't see
don't
what
need
Quarry is doing for
you. Don't
you.
need quarry. You're not gonna
I
be
think
buying
at this point,
actions.
maybe it's pile pressure.
Honestly, actually, if you have if it was pile
So
pressure, I would have
here
rather
you can,
gotten talisman. So then you can like talisman the quarries.
yeah, I know,
Demolish the pile.
I know. So here you can expand a province to a province, mill a province. No, okay, they're going for trying to pile out on quarries.
I mean, it could just work. McWaffle.
And all those ventures together add up to finally being able to buy a province.
It's a,
Yep. GreenAjah is committed to just trying to buy out the last couple quarries. Although right now they're looking at a province in hand.
yeah, but
There is almost no more VP left for McWaffle to take. They could buy a Goons, a good
yeah.
card.
So
Buy a gold. Don't really see what that's doing. Just, I mean, this is half VP. It's
yeah. So
resign time.
now just GreenAjah probably can just win this turn easily, and McWaffle can.
I'm
Not
not sure about that.
can.
I mean,
I mean,
oh,
nobles.
they drew an expand. It's doing that weird thing where it doesn't show me all their cards. So let's see, what did GreenAjah draw? Silver Estate, Diplomat, and 2 nobles. Yeah, I mean they need to find some expands or
Yeah, either they expand or goons or talisman if they have one remaining.
yeah. But everything's pretty winning here.
Yep,
Okay, there it is
GG.
in hand. So let's see if they see it.
Yeah.
Yep, they do. Okay, so that's not at all how I would have played the board, but good stuff to GreenAjah for figuring out the end game and focusing in on it.
Yeah, so GreenAjah is now up 2-0. So still just 2 sets.
Yeah, so we're gonna see a lot of the same cards over and over.
It's like dual set, but it's League.
Yeah. So here again we see Shantytown Torture as like one of the main themes, I think, a deck that plays with. I think the deck that tortures their opponent the most will win.
Yeah.
Steward is good trashing for sure, though.
What if your opponent gets a bishop? Bishop can help your opponent trash.
Yep.
So I'm probably looking at opening Shanty Steward.
That's
or,
possible. It's either Shanty Steward,
or
Steward
or
Silver, Mill Steward.
Definitely
Those all
Steward.
seem reasonable. Definitely Steward. You want to get that early trashing in.
The first play of the game is correct. Alright. The card you really don't want is Secret Passage.
Yeah, Passage looks pretty bad here. Although there is something to be said for getting some cantrips so that you can buy peddlers, but you can't buy peddlers like because there's no plus buy really besides Baron until you get to Grand Market. And getting to Grand Market is going to be okay. So they opened Baron. I really don't like that. Baron's good for spiking price points, but I'm not sure there's a price point you need to spike. And I'd rather trash my estates than use them with Baron.
I mean, you could.
Okay, so we have Steward open for McWaffle. I like that. But Baron and Steward together now are at big risk of colliding. So one big thing is when you're opening two terminals, you have about a 30% chance of them colliding, meaning that you draw them together. And it's very likely that's what happened to McWaffle here.
Yep. Alright, so. Alright. Another 4,
So
I just get
GreenAjah,
Mill. It's McWaffle.
yeah, I'd get a mill or shanty. I don't think it's unreasonable to pick up a shanty early because you're gonna be Wine-Dad Torture really soon.
Yep, so here's a collision.
Yep, so exactly what we were talking about. That's what happens when you open two terminals.
On the other hand, you can spike 5 and get a torture.
Sure, but like Steward Silver would have hit 5 just as well.
And also, if you get torture, now you have 3 terminals.
Yeah, exactly. So in response to something GreenAjah said, my plans never work and I just end up winging it. I think if you made a plan and stuck to it, you do a lot better. Like in general, having a plan, even if it's a bad plan, if it's like you stuck to the plan and you executed that bad plan well, that's generally better than like having no plan and just winging it. Like a bad plan executed well will be like a good plan executed poorly, if that makes sense.
But it's better
And
than no
it'll,
plan. It's
yeah,
better than
and it's a
just
lot
cooking
better.
on cards.
It's a lot better than no plan. Like you should try going into the game to look at the board. Okay, cool. We see a torture being gained, so I really like torture. I think it's the strongest card on the board. Oh God, GreenAjah bought a gold instead of trashing. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. So trashing is something that's really good in the early game. And you need to get your trashing, like the more you trash early, the better it is for your deck because it makes all the draw you add just that much better because they're not drawing bad cards. And gold is a pretty bad card for your deck. There aren't like huge price points here that you need to hit, and it's a stop card. So I think the correct decision there was definitely to trash with Steward.
Yeah, Mill Steward Silver can help you get to Grand Market fine.
So here, no, don't
Oh,
play that copper. If you don't play that copper, you can buy a
come
Grand
on.
Market.
Undo that. That's worthy of an.
Shanty Peddler?
That was a
What?
perfect time to get Grand Market. And then
Yeah,
you
that
just
lined up
didn't.
so nicely.
Just
You could have gotten a really early Grand Market. And that all of a sudden means that like you can just start
no.
adding. Why are you buying gold? There's torture on the board.
Is
There's yeah,
an
that's how I feel
exclamation
watching this. Yeah.
that's indicative of many I and J League games.
Yeah, you take it out through where you came in.
Alright. So McWaffle gets another. They both get another mill. And mill's nice. You've got a cantrip, which you can play for Peddler, and if you have estates, then you can discard them and get some coins.
Yep. And
No,
it's good to hit.
trash.
It's yeah, you really want to be trashing with these Steward. You want those coppers out of your deck so that you can be buying Grand Markets.
There's nothing in the trash. Come on.
So yeah, again, trashing works much better earlier on in the game. So here again, we could buy a Grand Market.
Alright, don't play the copper.
But Torture Shantytown is also reasonable.
Yeah, and
Like,
if you have multiple tortures, you can put them
like
together
try.
and it gets way better.
I don't think Mill is that good on a torture board either. I don't think Mill is really a phenomenal card on this board in general.
It's a cantrip. We love cantrips.
Okay, so they buy their first Grand Market. That's cool. Yeah, it helps to get Grand Market, which is nice.
And afterwards, it's just a cantrip, which
I mean, assuming you trash, it helps. It's just a cantrip, but since they haven't trashed any cards, Mill is going to be more relevant for longer.
alright. Um,
So here you could probably just pick up another torturer, try to get a torturer again. No, don't buy a peddler. So the thing about peddler is it gets down to really cheap prices when you have a bunch of actions in play, and so the cool thing about it is when you have extra buys that you can get through Baron or Grand Market, you can pick up a peddler for 0 after you buy some expensive stuff.
the mills
Okay,
are
they're
gonna
just
empty, and that's not something that I thought I'd be seeing here, but that's what's happening.
yeah. Curse is still at 10. Mills almost gone.
Is there anything in the trash? There's nothing in the trash. Mills are gone.
Mills are gone. And yes, not a single card has been trashed.
At least secret passage is at 10.
Yeah, there's that. And yes, 3 golds have been bought for reasons that are unclear.
Duchy Duke. I mean,
like why not? Like,
there's a pile empty. You've got mill to discard all your victory cards, and you can get coins to buy more victory cards.
yep, mill does work nicely with Duchy Duke, but I mean, it will like be very hard to bishop. No. Why do you want
Maybe
bishop?
maybe something will finally get trashed.
Yeah.
But neither of them have more than just the single shanty town. So I don't feel like what Psycho said would come up often.
It does work nicely here with Shanty. Can get your actions lined up so that Shanty can draw.
I mean, Secret Passage is better here than it's elsewhere.
But like the main thing is they're not buying tortures and villages, so they're not going for
They're buying cantrips and golds.
yeah.
Ah, yes, of course. Could get Grand Market here.
Well, it'd be really nice if you had a village.
Oh man, if only there was a village on this board.
So GreenAjah is gonna stick to the plan in green.
Yep. Well, it's in the name.
Okay, play the mill first. Cool. You can discard those coppers in case you want to buy Grand Market. Okay, that's a sad draw, but that's what happens when you don't trash.
Are,
Okay, finally getting some villages. Does McWaffle have the tortures?
McWaffle, they both have one.
Okay. So one torture is okay, but is basically just a militia. It's once you start having 2 or 3 or 4 tortures that it really gets very difficult for your
You have
opponent to
to
do anything.
start to decide to, am I going to take curses or am I just going to discard a ton of cards? And
Yeah.
you end up having to take the curses. Torture is a pretty good attack. It's really good. Alright, bishoping away in a state.
Yeah, I mean, trashing is
Yeah.
good,
And
but
also, not trashing the gold, you
you
can get another Grand Market.
yeah, but the thing is you've had Steward in your deck since the open. Steward is an amazingly good trasher. Trashes 2 cards
Yeah, and
and then does other good things for your deck once you're done trashing cards.
neither
On the other
player
hand,
has neither
Bishop trashes 1 card and gives your opponent a free trash.
neither player um actually used the steward for the trashing.
Yep.
Also, GreenAjah declined to trash with the steward. Well, or not the steward, but the bishop. And that, I don't know why, because you want to trash. Your opponent is helping you trash. That's so
Yeah,
polite.
you almost always want to take the free trash if you have an estate or a copper in hand. I guess with Baron, you might not want to trash all your estates.
But Copper, definitely just. Hey, thanks, McWaffle. Helping trash. Help eliminate Copper today. Alright. So McWaffle is putting together a pretty solid deck.
I mean, they're starting to get a little bit of deck control, but I'm wondering if it's just too late. Like, it's turn 14, 15, 16 now, and they still don't have a second torture. They just bought their like first set of villages.
Yeah, I guess overbuilding.
It's
Yeah.
not even
Or just
overbuilding.
not
It's just
in the wrong direction, like not
yeah.
getting more torturers.
Yeah, not building towards a particular thing, which is
Um,
obviously the right thing to do on the board, which is to try to torture your opponent.
Also, like taking curse for province. I think yeah, I would have done it because you've got stewards, you've got your opponent's bishop, so the curse can get dealt with.
Very easily.
Plus,
Yeah.
it's another junk card for mill if that ever happens. So it works nicely that you can actually get the province and increase your lead even further.
Yeah, so the problem with adding a whole bunch of mills and stewards to your deck is that Torture is just going to draw them dead unless you also have villages.
And McWaffle has all but one or just all of the shanty towns.
Um, Let me check.
Alright, so buy some games.
So GreenAjah has one shanty town.
Alright. Nice.
Yeah, bishoping a peddler is worth quite a lot of points because peddler costs 8 for normal stuff. So it's a really good trash for benefit card.
And then you can buy it for cheap by spamming cantrips.
Yep. But GreenAjah just gonna keep buying green. Okay, here I guess just bishop in the state and probably buy another shanty town.
Yeah, that seems good.
But I mean, you're really far behind, unfortunately. Like, the torture deck just did not get online fast enough due to some pretty. Hey! Trashed on an opponent's turn. Let's go.
Success. 5 cards in the trash.
Yeah, you probably do need to buy a duchy at this point. I didn't realize they had 6. I wasn't getting the grand market. Yeah, I think you need a duchy. You're just too behind on VP otherwise. For some reason, I thought they only had 3.
Oh yeah, you get the duchy. Um, second torture turn 18. But now you're 2 provinces behind.
Yeah, so I don't think McWaffle's plan was bad in terms of like, I'm going to try and play a torture deck, which is definitely the right thing to do here. But um, I don't think they built that way at all. Like, I
Yeah,
think the
not
way,
enough trashing to get like
no
and
trashing, not enough adding torturers and shanty towns.
too many mills. You want to get
So
torture
here
and
as
shanty
Green
town.
Azure, you want to bishop this gold that's worth a lot of points. It's the gold, man. Yeah, okay, good. So yeah, that's a nice 3 points. Oh, 4 points total.
Yeah, so it's a 10-point lead, and GreenAjah seems like it's pretty likely to get the another province.
It's looking that way. Oh, actually finds a village and a torture together.
Oh, how exciting!
But they, like you said, they didn't add in a second torture until very late, so it's unlikely they're going to be able to get enough torture pressure going.
I mean,
Too
I
many
might I
mills and
might even
early
just
settlers.
okay.
Okay, so here you can play the shanty and then draw on with Steward, try to find your other torturer. So that's why you need to be thin. Oh yeah, they just triggered a shuffle. Yeah, that's a bad shuffle to trigger. Do you want to talk about triggering shuffles, Monster?
Um, I mean, alright. So like when you trigger a shuffle, so in your discard you've got all the cards that you just bought, and probably a bunch of like victory cards and stuff. So when you put all those back into your deck, all the cards that you have in play right now are going to get discarded, and then you're not going to see them until you get through your entire deck again.
Which isn't going to happen again this game.
Yeah, probably
Right,
not.
there's
So now
so
all your good
effectively,
cards are stuck in your discard, and you're going to
yeah,
be going through coppers and green cards.
yeah. So
Maybe a
not
few
all,
shanty towns.
yeah. Basically, one way to think of it is that when you trigger the shuffle, all the cards that you have sitting out on the table, those cards aren't going to be in that shuffle. So you've got a 17 card deck now that's missing all those good cards you have out on the table.
And I remember one person on the forums explained it with the concept of laundry. Like when you do your laundry, the clothes that you're wearing at that time don't get laundered. So then you
Yep,
have
they
to
missed the
wait.
shuffle.
Yeah, you have to wait for the next time you do it. So right, and yeah, this is a province, right? Yeah, just it's a province anyways. Nice. I'd take the curse here.
I'd take the curse as well.
You want to keep all your cards in hand, and you have enough of a VP lead.
No, I don't think you discard there.
Yeah, you have enough of a VP lead that you can afford to take the curse
Yeah,
because you know that your opponent are
and you really want to hit a.
buys. Yeah, just take the curse and know that you're gonna. You see, if you'd taken the
Curse, you
curse,
would have hit a.
you would have hit 8 and you would have won. Now you have to take a duchy and just go back and forth with that. I mean, like McWaffle has to get pretty lucky here because it's a considerable lead. It's 2 provinces, so yeah, GreenAjah is going and probably getting the win yet again.
Mm-hmm. So, even if money is sort of a bad strategy, well executed money will tend to beat out, you know, a better plan, which would be building a torture deck that um, just isn't well executed. Okay, so I'd be very surprised if McWaffle wins this, but it's possible.
I mean, if
It's
once
possible.
the duchies run out, then
Well, there's Duke on the board. So they could potentially dance for quite a while. Here, bishoping this peddler is worth a lot of points.
that's good. And then you can bishop the peddler. Then you've got 7. Or no, you've got 8, but it's still not. Alright, bishop peddler. Yeah, it could be a tie. You can take the tie. And that's what McWaffle does.
Yep.
So yeah, that's good because otherwise McWaffle would have probably lost.
Oh, almost certainly.
Yeah. Their deck just didn't really come together.
McWaffle thought they had the win. Nah. No, that's a tie. But that's a tie you definitely take.
Yeah, I mean, one more coin. Um, GreenAjah, no, for league, ties are ties. I think.
Yeah, they're just ties.
Yeah, so then that's 2.5 to a half, GreenAjah. And it could have been 3-0 if you weren't scared of purple. Yeah, McWaffle, GreenAjah probably could have gotten 8 and just gotten the last province. Unless GreenAjah's deck just got so full of everything that
Okay, so we have a no attack board for the first time in a bit.
we've got Bishop Peddler.
Yup, Bishop Peddler shows up again. We have Mint to trash a bunch of coppers. There's a good engine to be built with Workers Village and Patrol.
Yeah, you've got Mint, you can instantly trash 5 coppers.
And then you can do it to get more platinums.
Yeah, you've got Trade Route. That exists.
I'm not sure I'm picking up Trade Route just to trash my copper. I mean, just to trash my estates.
Misgun, it's not Silver Sub, it's intentionally Prosperity Intrigue. Which I've never really looked at the league rules, but that's how they're playing this match.
I mean, you can agree with your
Yeah.
opponent
Um,
to do almost anything, I would think, but I don't actually know.
not anything, but yeah, if you agree with your opponent,
I know you can agree with your
goes.
opponent on base only, and you can agree with your opponent, I think, to play with a smaller set of uh, expansions. So I'm pretty sure what they're doing is totally fine.
Yeah.
I don't love the Wishing Well open. I don't think it's like that great a open in general. It's not that it's a bad card, and with slow copper trashing, it's definitely like very valuable here. Um, but I just feel like there are better things you could be doing.
Yeah, like
Uh,
even probably just silver so you can get stuff.
yeah, I mean, I really want to start getting workers' villages and patrols into my deck as soon as possible.
Also, I don't like the quarry. Like,
Um, I'm okay with the quarry. Like, because your goal is to get patrol, peddler, mint, workers' village.
I mean, actually, yeah, quarry with the workers' village plus buy is nice. So then you can actually get stuff.
Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't open workers' village, which is what GreenAjah did. So do you want to give the standard spiel again about why we don't open villages?
because they're cards that so you don't have any terminals that you need those villages for, and then when you play the village, it's just +1 card, and which replaces itself in your hand in an action. So it's as if you hadn't gotten anything at all.
Yeah. And opening Workers Village can make sense when there's a cheap card on the board that you want to spam, like maybe supplies or another good two.
Or if there's like cursed gold and you've more money in your deck from the very start.
Yeah. But in general, opening that doesn't make sense. Also, City seems really bad to me. City is good once piles start running, and there's no pile pressure at all right now.
Yeah, the piles are.
So that city is just a fancy village. If you wanted a village, get a workers' village. Workers' village does more than city until city gets activated.
Yep.
And
once,
it's not clear to me that city is going to get activated at all this game.
or if city does get activated, the game will probably end like really soon right after that happens. Alright, so like overall just
So right here, this could be a mint. I mean, it's sad to lose your quarry, but you are killing 4 coppers.
Yeah, like killing 4 coppers, it's good. Then later on, use the mint to get platinums.
Exactly.
Um, we could have done it before, but then didn't. Better late than never. I don't know. I feel like consistently there's been under trashing. So
Yeah, they don't seem to really like trashing.
a workers' village. There's nothing that you're gonna be playing with it except like the one patrol.
Yeah. Add some patrol. In general, you want to add terminals to your deck first, and then add some villages to support those terminals. So right now, like the city and this workers' village aren't doing much. Why did you buy what? Why would you buy
Trade route
a for
strats.
trade route? I guess, yeah. Oh, that's ugly.
Wombo
Yeah,
combo. I
trade
mean,
route can be
it
worth a
can get
ton
up
on
to
this
it
board.
can get up to 5.
Yeah. Trash a card for 5 coins.
Right,
That's
and
like,
here I really just want a mint to get rid of the coppers.
yeah. The problem is they don't actually have any other economy because they have silver. So it would be a little dicey. Are they gonna do a partial mint? Oh no, you gotta get rid of all those coppers if you mint.
It's all or nothing.
It's all no, the whole point is to kill off all the coppers.
GreenAjah is just climbing up the treasure chain. It would actually for that first 6. Could have GreenAjah gotten Harem to make trade route even better?
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah, like I think actually, if I'm buying an estate for trade route, I would also buy a harem for trade route too. Plus harem
They still
patrol.
have, no, they still have, yeah, Harem Patrol is good synergy. They still haven't actually bought a trade route.
Silver.
Well, they need economy in their deck because they just trashed a bunch. Sorry, I will try to talk a little less nasally.
Alright. another 6. I mean, at one harem, it could be nice. Get trade route better, and then get a trade route, trash your coppers with that for net coins.
Yep. State's off the board now, but um, something tells me GreenAjah is gonna buy gold, even though they really should be buying a patrol to try to get some deck control going on here. Like, there's a very simple engine here that just uses patrol and workers village. Buys 1 mint to trash a bunch of coppers. Why are they buying estates?
That, I mean, green. It's in the name.
But estates? Like, what is the plan there? I mean, estate, like, the token's already off the mat. I don't even know what they could have been going for there.
Yeah,
Trash them with Bishop, yeah.
there's
Huge
better stuff.
wombo combo.
Bishop Peddler, you can buy, just spam all your actions. Workers Village gives plus buy a ton of peddlers for 0 coins, and then trash them for Bishop for all the VP.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was trying to say is there's a very simple engine here that uses Workers Village and Patrol, right? Workers Village is a village and gives plus buy. Patrol draws and gives you some top deck control. So it's like a village smithy kind of engine, but it already has the plus buy built in because of Workers Village. You mint when you can draw your deck, and so hopefully you mint away a bunch of coppers, and then you start gaining better treasures, potentially some harems to work with patrol, because patrol put those harems into your hand, which is really nice. And you can mint harems to just gain some VP while you're building. And then eventually you get to platinum. You can mint platinum every turn, and your payload just explodes.
But doesn't seem like either player's quite going for that.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to describe like what you would do,
yeah.
like how one, like a simple strategy that would be very good on this board.
Yes, there's the copper trash off Bishop. So GreenAjah is helping McWaffle trash for free. Double estate.
Please don't. I think they're trying to lower. I think maybe they were trying to lower estates to activate city. Maybe. I don't know. I can't think of a reason why they'd buy a second estate. I really can't.
Wish for patrol.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing that saves your turn.
What's down there? Patrol, coppers, 1 mint.
One estate.
It's like,
Well, they found the silver. That's good. So here they could buy a peddler.
yeah, I mean, putting a bunch of workers' villages in play, then gaining a bunch of peddlers works.
Oh, do
But
they
yeah,
not have a patrol yet?
they do.
Okay.
They're the one
Yeah,
with the patrol. But another patrol is good.
yeah. More patrols are good. Oh, they have a bunch of villages? Then yeah, definitely another patrol. Want to be drawing deck.
Yeah, also like trade route can get up to 5 coins. Like
But that's not
once
gonna
you start greening, but it's not a thing.
that's not a reason to add a trade
Yeah.
route. Okay, cool. Another patrol. I like that. So now they should get deck control pretty quickly. They should be able to draw their whole deck. They're still gonna have an annoying amount of coppers because they didn't mint away a bunch of those coppers. So see, like if you had minted those coppers away, your patrol would have just drawn 2 good cards instead of drawing those coppers.
Yeah, but like how are you gonna trash your coppers?
Exactly. You need to trash them with mint.
So you either got mint, but you already got one mint. Now you have mints in your deck, and what are you gonna do with the mints?
Well, you want to be minting Harem and Platinum.
So like, or just trash them to bishops, you know?
Yeah, you can use Bishop to slowly trash away those coppers.
No, you can use GreenAjah's
Okay,
bishops.
so yeah, okay, so this is a big misplay here. Played the Wishing Well before the Patrol. Patrol lets you control what's on top of your deck. So if you play the Patrol first, you can guarantee that your Wishing Well will hit
Who cares about that?
when you hit anyway.
Wait, I want to see I don't know. I feel like finds the estate.
Okay, so if they top deck a silver here, they can buy a platinum.
I mean, or if they top deck a mint, but
Then they cannot buy a platinum.
well, no, they can mint for another silver.
Why would they do that?
Shiny.
No, not Harem, platinum. You could have picked up a platinum and a free peddler.
Trade route.
Yeah, exactly. You have a mint, take platinum. You can start minting platinums. That makes your deck explode.
Another wishing well.
Why?
Uh, and maybe McWaffle just didn't see the platinum. Sometimes that happens. You're like playing a game, then you look up and you see, whoa, call plat. Oh my god.
Yeah, it could have been trade route. Trade route doesn't seem crazy at this point. I mean, it's
And
worth
now,
3.
um,
It's worth 2, and it'll be worth 3 soon.
yeah, like the next victory card, sort of 3, so you're getting net coins and trashing your coppers.
But it's still terminal. It's not a good card. Like, let's not make our commentary saying like they should have been buying trade routes. Like, no, they should have been buying better cards.
You should have minted so that you wouldn't
You should
need
have
to trade
minted those
route.
coppers away. Yeah, exactly. You had an opportunity for a big mint and you decided not to.
I mean, the small mint, it's
It's
more
better
than
than
nothing.
nothing.
It's more than nothing, but if you're gonna mint like as much as you can.
Yeah. And part of the reason I think they were hesitant to go for that is that when they started off, they opened with a Wishing Well and a Quarry. So they didn't have a silver in their deck in the first place to start rebuilding their economy once they minted. Which I think is another reason why I definitely prefer opening a silver here. Okay, so here they can mint a harem and please buy a platinum. Platinum and 2 peddlers? Sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
the peddlers are free. You can just pick them up.
Please buy a platinum.
Not
No, stop trolling, Miss Gunn. It's platinum and some peddlers. Oh, you're trying to predict. Quarry harem.
please no.
And 0 pet. What?
um uh
Well, I can say I didn't predict that coming.
oops. Um 2
So they
coppers and
just
3
trashed most of their economy.
and not even like and the
Uh,
coppers are mostly gone, but oh dude, I mean, alright, now trade routes worth. Yeah, so I don't know what GreenAjah is doing, but it's working. Some sort of bishop thing. Although McWaffle has enough stuff to uh plays Wishing Well before Patrol, but actually
Yep.
draws deck because they just trashed all the silvers and a harem and coppers.
Yeah, I don't think they have any economy left besides one harem.
I mean, I think now they have 2 mints,
Yeah.
and they can actually gain and play with Patrol.
Yeah, they can gain and play 2 harems. No, don't play that
No, no,
workers
no.
vote.
Alright, actually,
It's fine. It's
yeah.
fine.
Alright,
You still
mint,
have enough draw.
mint harem, Patrol. I mean, hey, it worked.
Kind of. I mean, they could have already had a platinum and 3 peddlers in their deck. And now, yeah, you want to buy a gold so that you hit
And
9 next turn. Please
peddlers.
buy gold. Yeah, and some free peddlers. Please buy gold. You can mint for more harems. I guess with the peddlers, you could actually just buy harem and some peddlers. That's fine.
Yeah, and peddlers.
Peddlers.
All of them.
Buy the peddlers. They're free.
Oh!
No!
You could have gotten
No.
3 peddlers.
You've missed out now on, I think, 5 free peddlers.
Yeah.
Why is GreenAjah buying estates? I don't understand. I don't understand either of ah! This
Indeed.
game's gonna kill me.
Oh no. uh, missed gun. Yeah.
Yeah, this is extremely stressful.
Look at all those peddlers that can just get bought. Come on.
Please buy some peddlers. Are they even gonna buy a platinum now, or are they just gonna skip platinum and buy a colony? Okay, they buy a platinum. Now please buy some peddlers.
You could have like almost emptied the peddler pile by
You
now.
should have all 10 by now. Buy the trade route.
I mean,
Okay,
it's
worth a lot, but no peddlers.
How is peddler still at 10? On a board with a lot of cantrips to make it zero.
It's
Yeah,
been
it's
0.
7.
It costs 0, and they've
It's
had extra buys.
yeah,
Now
it's I think
the pile,
8 missed peddlers.
it's something like 7 or 8 missed peddlers. Yeah.
And no, you could have just taken them. Peddler is really good here. There's no discard attacks to make it bad. There's Workers Village, which makes it 2 cheaper and gives you a buy. Yeah, no, tons of peddlers. On the other hand, now, if you get some Workers Villages, you can, like, just buy all the peddlers. Get a province for trade route. Like, not... or more platinum.
Yeah, peddlers are great bishop food. So now GreenAjah can trash these 2 estates that they picked up for inexplicable reasons. Yeah, last game they did the bishop peddler.
Oh man, you could have gotten a peddler instead. Would it be worth so much?
Yeah.
I mean, actually no. Harem peddler estate pile out. Alright, this is gonna be an important wish right here. Can McWaffle keep up the streak?
So far, their wishing has been on point.
Alright. I mean, also, like, you could track, but, you know.
I mean, it's still just a 1 in 8.
Hey! Would
Dude,
you look at that?
wishing like a Dominion god. Okay, please buy some peddlers here. Please buy some peddlers here. There's 0. There's 0. They're like, why are you buying more trade routes? What? I'm picturing them as Neo in the Matrix. They're just like looking at.
Time traveler. Panda's got it. Maybe they just create alternate dimensions in which they do and don't find it.
Yeah, and then they just choose the correct dimension.
Aha.
Okay, so it seems like GreenAjah's plan is to bishop estates and get VP that
Alright,
way.
so estates. Actually, city's good now. Hey.
Yeah, city is good now. Peddlers are still great. Let's see if we will see a peddler get picked up. They do cost 0 now, and they have bishops in deck to bishop the peddlers. But in general, going for a bishop deck can be a really good thing, and can score a lot. Yay, peddlers! Whoa, let's
Woohoo!
go.
I mean, you could have kept it to trash the trade route, but you can also just draw another one. Like, right there. Alright. Another wishing well.
um, but if you're playing a bishop deck, to score a lot of points with bishop, you need to be trashing expensive cards with bishop. So buying estates to trash the bishop is really bad value for money. You're only
Honestly,
getting 3.
does McWaffle have all 7 harems?
Well, there's 8 harems.
One of them's in the trash.
Then I believe so.
Oh no, the wish is gone. But hey,
So here, this wishing well is guaranteed because they know what's coming up. So let's see if they play the wishing well first. Yay! So yeah, wishing well, patrol, and harem have some really nice synergy together on this board.
you know what? McWaffle's actually built really nicely here. Now, get a
I
bunch
mean,
of peddlers.
they're over terminaled, but
I mean, trade route trashing trade route seems
no,
reasonable.
trade route, trash an estate, mint 2 plats, buy some colonies and some peddlers.
Yeah, actually, trashing all those treasures, and then the double mint draw and play.
I mean, I think it was a lot worse than a more traditional mint strategy, but I think that it did work out. Okay, let's see if McWaffle buys some peddlers now, along with 2 colonies.
Yep, Cat Stealer I is a division of, well, tier of much excitement and drama.
I have never commented. What are they doing? Why? You need to buy 5 cities. What? They're gonna get outscored by GreenAjah, who's just bishoping estates.
Um, so GreenAjah gets the lead this turn. Um, yeah, and you can't activate cities to. Uh, yeah, double colony, 3 peddlers.
Or 1 colony, 2 cities, and some peddlers. Like, you gotta score at least a little.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You were drawing deck, like,
estate.
it's gonna be an estate, isn't it? It's gonna be May. Oh, it's a peddler.
Hey! I mean, at least you can just. Get the colony? Come on.
Give yourself a VP lead. Don't throw this game.
PQR, no!
Okay.
Alright,
They are opening themselves up to a potential pile out.
yeah, Estate City Harem. On the other hand,
No, you want to
Green
bishop that peddler.
GreenAjah
That's worth a lot of points.
GreenAjah doesn't
Have a deck.
yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and you want to bishop that peddler there. It's worth a lot of points.
so GreenAjah doesn't have games.
Yeah, so they can't really threaten to pile the estates. No, why would you trash that trade route? You could trash the trade route to trade route. Okay, requested undo. What? Don't
No,
cancel that.
no.
Take that undo.
Yes, yes, you can.
Of course you can.
Undo. Why don't you cancel it before they even have a chance? If they're not gonna let you, they'll just deny it themselves. Undo that.
I don't understand why lower level players are so like stingy around undos.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So like, McWaffle doesn't take undos. Like other players, they won't grant them. So, like, I get it, but
You do not have to be so afraid of asking for an undo. Like leak rules say if it's a no information thing, they have to grant it to you. Unless they said at the start of the game that they won't be granting undos.
Peddler Silver.
Okay, so I really would have liked for GreenAjah to mint a or to bishop a peddler on the last turn. That's worth a lot of points.
City Duchy, or oh hey colony.
Hey, we scored.
And look, that one colony just blasts um, McWaffle into the lead for this turn. On the other hand, now, actually, GreenAjah got a pretty nice turn. Man, the harem patrol synergy, though, from McWaffle.
Yeah,
Um,
it's big.
yep, alright, so, yeah, this turn really came together.
Okay, so there you don't want a bishop in a state. You really want a bishop a gold. If you're playing a bishop deck, the goal is to bishop the most expensive card possible. And in this case, that's gold.
Alright, so Asia can.
But it looks like instead they want to buy a colony. And they are buying peddlers.
Alright, on the other hand, McWaffle has enough um, money and gains that I am confident that there is a win this turn for McWaffle.
If they draw,
Come on,
they
like
have.
the
Okay.
the cities draw two cards. You've
Again,
got patrol.
there was a mistake in that they played Wishing Well before Patrol, so they didn't have a chance to control what their top deck was
On
going to
there,
be.
like cities are drawing now. You've got
Yeah,
patrols, actions
yeah,
cards.
no, you're right. They should absolutely be
Yeah,
drawing
look,
deck.
mints for platinums before triggering the shuffle. I like that.
I like it too.
It's a great play. Now you can draw those platinums. You've got all the money. You've got buys, plenty of buys.
Yeah, this should be
You've got a
a pretty
spare
trivial
estate
one.
to trash to trade route if you really need that. Just everything's all coming together. Oh man, here's the real puzzle. Wishing well, and then, alright,
No, I think you
yeah,
just trade her out twice. That Wishing Well dies, this estate dies, and then you win the game.
yeah. Look at that.
Okay, so slow down here and
Wait,
actually win the game
I mean,
because it requires
actually,
you to.
alright.
Okay, wait,
No, no,
no,
no, no,
stop.
no!
You could win the game.
No, you could have just bought peddlers.
Yep.
I mean, on the other hand, now that's just such an insurmountable lead.
Yeah, it's still winning, but you had a win there. When you have those big turns where you score a ton.
Yeah, no, that's game.
They could have bought out 4 states, a city,
Oh, right,
and a
yeah,
colony.
yeah, states.
Yeah, so when you have those big turns, you want
Um,
to slow down, stop, look at the board, look and see if you have a win.
that, yeah, like finding a win is a pretty solid like after you've got like the early like skills like trashing and deck control, like finding wins is an essential skill.
Yeah, and it's a hard skill in Dominion.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can
so 2 files gone now. These cities are going to be huge.
Yep, and just alright, not quite it, but you can just buy another colony.
Colony and add an estate on there. Just
Yeah, I mean, it's like finding the win. Are you better than a league champion? Can you buy a villa?
what?
The league championship last season.
Oh,
There was like a few turns in a row where buying
they
villa
missed wins.
could have ended the game. Yes, canines are the solution. I mean, now it'll be 2.5 to 1.5.
Yep, going into the last game. So nice to see that McWaffle did put together the engine here.
Yeah, and it really came together. Like Patrol Harem.
Mint.
Yep. And this is it.
Not sure why they're playing on. I mean, I guess they want to see how big they can get their hand. Okay, they decide to just win.
Could have emptied the estates for a fancy floor pile.
Lots of ways they could have won.
Alright, so now it's 2.5 to 1.5 with GreenAjah ahead.
Oh, might we see a third set?
Um, Alright, here we go. We're writing sets. Puzzle box. Alright, my dogs showed up.
Yeah, I'm chilling with my dogs too, but they're both doing a snooze.
Ooh, random. Alright, this is gonna be exciting. A lot of sets. I mean, all the sets have
New
new
mechanic.
rules.
I
And
mean, Nocturne has night cards.
I mean,
Oh,
what's the least new set? Hinterlands?
I don't think Hinterlands has too many new
Yeah,
mechanics.
the only thing is like on gain, on buy stuff.
And we've already been playing with that with Mint.
Oh man. So we've
Okay, so we have an ambassador board.
Ambassador and Ghost Ship.
Yep, so this board looks very miserable. And I don't see any real defense against Ghost Ship. There's Wishing Well, so you can know the cards that are on top. So that does kind of recover you.
Yeah, you've got Nobles if you need draw. And again, also just Ghost Ship itself draws. Alright. Alright, so we have Trade Route again, but it's also alongside Mint, Replace, and Lookout.
And
So,
Ambassador.
So yeah, there's a lot of getting rid of cards from your deck. What? I do not understand what McWaffle is saying.
They're trying to explain Island, but they're doing it wrong. Island does not trash 2 cards. It removes 1 card from your deck at the cost of an action. It's basically like an early version of exiling if you play with Menagerie. Yeah, it trashes itself. It's kind of like dumb. When are we playing with the what's that expansion called? The guy? Gunpowder. Yeah. RTT, I expect you to host a tournament that uses Gunpowder as the only expansion.
As far as the open, wait, does McWaffle just not buy a 5?
What? With 5-2 here, I'm 100% opening Ghost Ship.
I misread the log. Right, that's the just discarding.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, yeah, 5. So on the 3/4 though, I'd go Ambassador Lookout.
No, I think you're reading the log right. McWaffle's first turn, they didn't do anything.
Yeah, but they drew 2 coppers, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they have a 5-2. Okay.
A 2/5.
Yeah,
It's not like that matters before stuff.
Replace on 5 makes sense. Yeah, Place is a good card. I can see opening Replace or Ghost Ship.
Clearly open Mint.
Yeah, open Mint.
Right, nice Replace. Alright, Island Silver.
I don't really like Island. I feel like Ambassador is just better at everything.
Yeah, Island's kind of like a trap. Like, it's good late game to hide away your provinces, but early on, you really want Ambassador to just chuck away estates and coppers and put them into your opponent's deck.
Mm-hmm. Ambassador is one of the strongest cards in the game.
Yep. And alright, McWaffle also gets a Ghost Ship.
Looks like GreenAjah here is deciding between Replace and Ghost Ship. Elects to mint. Trashing a silver. Don't really like that. You want to mint when you can get rid of a bunch of coppers. Only getting rid of 3 coppers is not a particularly good.
Alright, estate to island.
It's okay, I guess. It kind of means your next hand's going to be a dud, but you are going to get to set aside those estates. Again, neither player has touched Ambassador yet, which is the strongest card on this board.
I don't get that. You want to Ambassador because if you flood your opponent's deck with copper and estate, they can't do anything. It's just destroyed, and then it'll take them like forever.
They're both looking at the exact same hand right now, which is that they get to put an estate on their island mat and then pass their turn.
How entertaining.
Puts a copper on their island mat. No. You gotta put the estate on that mat. Want to get that estate out of the deck.
Wallow,
Keep it nice and safe on the mat. Okay.
don't buy an estate.
No!
Oh
Why
my
would you
god.
buy an estate?
Malo called it. Ugh.
This
Ah,
match is literally going to kill me, Munster.
please no. Come stay for F League. We've got good decisions up there.
I'll do some F League, but I don't know if I can do I don't know if I can do I anymore. Ooh, this is
Might not have the mental capacity. I mean, no, that last game was pretty nice.
oh yeah, the last game built a great engine.
Yeah, Mint, Platinum.
And did some cool stuff with Mint that I honestly didn't think was gonna work out, but totally made it work.
Yeah, the huge Mint was unexpected, and then it turned out that that really helped because getting rid of all the silvers and coppers, then just mint the platinums and just explode exponentially in the economy.
Yep.
Yes, mint copper by estate.
Woof.
Alright, finally an ambassador.
Okay. Ambassador's coming into play.
It's getting
So
started.
let's talk about why Ambassador's so good. You can open it, so let's start with that. Opening a card that can thin is huge
You can
because
also
trashing
open two of it.
yeah, you can open two of them even. If that's something you want to do. It trashes essentially. And because it returns cards from your deck to the supply, and it junks your opponent. So it is a very good card.
Yeah, and also you could just send all the coppers and estates their way. And as RTT said, McWaffle did not return the estate, but now like GreenAjah just has curses and islands and estates and coppers, and now
Okay, elects not to play the ghost ship.
copper estate island of I mean, if curses run out, I don't know what to say. Actually, alright, curse estate island 3 pile.
Will GreenAjah buy a province because they hit 8? Very likely. Yep. So
Guaranteed.
you don't have to buy province just because you hit 8. You got to think about what is that province doing for your deck right now.
Trade route is almost maxed right now.
Yeah, trade route's gonna go up to 5 again this game.
Oh man, OP.
What a card.
Another estate.
Why I still
Mate,
I don't understand.
the estates and islands are gonna pile.
So if you're listening, watching this VOD later, don't buy estates. Estate is a bad card. It's a junk card. You start off with it in your deck and you want to get them out of your deck. You never want to buy more to add into your deck. Except with the rare exceptions, things like Shepherd. No, why are they buying another estate?
I mean, yeah, with exceptions like Shepherd and Groom.
And Inheritance. Like there are times when the state is good, but that's because something on the board's making it good.
When a
In
card
general,
mentions estates, then that makes it better.
yeah.
Or with Groom, it's like
Okay,
the cheap
but
card that you can gain.
forgetting that, like in general, your goal is to add some draw to your deck and to trash your deck down. So you want to get rid of all the bad cards that you start out with, which are your coppers and your
Yeah.
estates.
Also, like, would you like to explain the concept of stop cards and why you really don't want them?
Yeah, sure. So something like a village isn't a stop card, right? Because when you hit it, it can play itself, and then it draws another card. It doesn't make you stop drawing. Whereas a treasure card or a victory card are stop cards, right? Like when you draw them, you can't play them. You can't keep drawing from there. And so when you add stop cards to your deck gets less reliable. Because all of a sudden you have more stop cards. So you have to try to balance how much draw your deck has, how much money your deck has, and how many stop cards your deck has.
Getting a village is a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure why McWaffle doesn't have a village.
A hand of 4 terminals now.
They have 4 terminals in hand now.
Ambassador
And
Island.
a very sad ambassador there.
You can replace island into island, drive down piles. Yep, that is exactly what they do. And yay, village. Island, estate, and curse pile out. Come on. It's all right there. Great idea, RTT. Unfortunately, Aja does not see the strat. And also,
Okay.
look at this hand.
Yeah, they're so over-terminaled. So do you want to explain what we mean by being over-terminaled?
It's when you have more terminals than actions that you can play them with. So like, if you have one village, you can play 2 actions. And
Yeah, so terminals are
yeah,
cards that don't generate plus action.
and if you have 2 villages, then you can play 3 actions.
3 terminals.
3 terminals. And so if you have more terminals than you can have like slots, like action slots for them, then you can't play all the cards that you have that turn.
And we call that being over-terminaled.
Alright.
So when you're drawing hand,
replace or so
McWaffle has successfully gotten very thin. So this should be really strong now, as they're going to be able to play Ghost Town basically every turn. It might be feels bad, but I think I want another mining village here.
Yeah, mining village is good, just so that you're sure that you get
You
to
can
play
that ghost
everything.
ship every turn, and yeah, I want to be playing that replace. Okay, I don't think you need trade route now. You are over terminaled, right? And you just drew a replace and a trade route together with, and you didn't find your village. You got to wish for the village now. Waffle is indeed too thin. They need to add some treasure. I don't think this trade route's good because they don't have anything to trash with to it.
But they can replace it into a duchy.
Yeah, that they can.
They could replace it to a duchy, it would be even better.
So we wait, wished for trade route, but they only have one trade route.
So here I get another mining village.
And a silver.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a mistake. Probably a misclick with the wishing well. Um,
Now
yeah,
GreenAjah has kind of a sad hand with just a single nobles.
I mean, GreenAjah's deck is just in a really bad place. They have a ton of junk. They've added estates in. Okay, gets a lookout to try to do some thinning. Sure, it is plus action, but Ambassador is just much better at thinning. But this looks very lost for GreenAjah, who I just mistakenly called GreenAjah a second ago. Their deck is very bad right now. It's full of curses and estates. They don't have enough draw to draw their deck. They didn't get thin. This is a really rough spot to be in. So replace that. No, I like the wishing well. Why do you want another island? Well, you don't have
To
anything to even put
curse.
on your island, Matt.
To curse.
I guess.
Alright, now just empty estates. Or no, buy coppers, replace them into estates.
So Nobles is a good card, but the problem is you don't have any payload in your deck right now. You need some money in your deck so that you can buy stuff.
Maybe GreenAjah will even help out and buy an estate to help you lower piles.
Place trade route to mint for net gains.
Oh, wrong button. Confused.
They're typing /deny. I think they want /undo.
I know. Like, no, the second one is.
They go onto your deck in the order that you click them. The first card you click goes on first, and then the second card you click goes on top of that. We could be here for a while.
Alright. And now, McWaffle. I mean, replace wishing well into duchy. No. Alright, so, I mean, estates and curses are low, and come on, just pile estates and curses. If you replace a copper into an estate, it's net 2 points, and it removes 2 cards.
Yep.
So really, the game can be over in Actually, GreenAjah, it did make a difference. You're now not gonna draw those curses next turn.
Yep. Got those curses out of the way.
Thing is, the game can now be
Why
over.
did they buy another estate?
The game can be over so soon if McWaffle buys coppers to replace win in hand. Yeah, no, they don't have the it's
DQR, I don't
yeah,
know what you're talking about.
it's 1 gain short. Because Yeah, you can replace.
So replace island into nobles, I'm guessing, to curse them.
Alright. Buy a copper to replace into an estate. That way you can end it in 3 games. I
I'm
think
not
that.
sure why we're buying another trade route, or
No,
why we're
look,
buying
look.
another estate.
McWaffle can end the game. Replace X into a state. That puts you in a points lead. And or no, you can't because you'll have or no. Confusion.
I think rather than trying to end the games, like
Actually,
McWaffle might want to score a little bit, seeing as their opponent's deck can't do anything. But
yeah.
yes, they can win.
Wait.
They can win this turn if they want to. If you replace a trade route into an estate that gives out a curse, you play a trade route on a silver. Oh yeah, sorry, you replace into a duchy.
Yeah. Then.
Play a trade route, buy a state curse. Sure.
All right.
What?
No. No.
What? Why would you
No.
want to?
There was a win. Ah. Yes, Cat Stealer. We're we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Maybe GreenAjah could even buy a duchy.
Why did you add another terminal when you're
All right.
already so over terminal?
Nobles replace gold into province. Stonks. Okay, that works. Okay. There's definitely there's a win
Yeah, I mean, all they have to do
right
at this
here.
point is find their replace
No, they don't
or
even
a
have to
trade
do
route.
that.
Oh,
They have
right,
a
yeah,
trade
they
route.
can.
They have win in hand.
Yeah, you just
You
trade
just have
route
to
any card.
no. You have to buy a curse. And the thing is that sometimes us low level players are really reluctant to buy the curse, and so you you're like, oh no, I don't want to buy curse. Curse is a bad card. Thing is, buying curse wins you the game. Actually,
You,
in my league match, last yesterday or something, like my opponent could have gotten a curse and ended the game on a 3 pile, but they didn't, which let me end the game and get into a winning position later.
yeah, I mean, there's just some really trivial wins in hand right here.
Yeah, just
Like here, you can just replace like
replace
gold to province and
replace
then
gold to
buy the
province.
last estate, and you don't even need to. Please play the replace.
Am I just a freaky alt that's not gotten started? Absolutely.
Munster's really weird because they haven't ever like laddered. I don't understand. Like you've been playing for like 10 years. Like why haven't you like gotten like laddered and actually gotten some games? Seen where your skill level actually is. Are you afraid of the ladder or something? What? No, why do you top deck a mining village? You had a win in hand.
What? Wait. What just happened? Why not even? You could have replaced anything into a victory card and bought an GreenAjah buys an estate. Come on. No, this game is just. You can just buy and you can just end the game at any time you want just by buying an estate and a curse.
Well, they couldn't on that hand.
But they could buy an estate and then buy the curse next turn.
It's a little risky.
Replace copper into estate, lose the game.
Are we gonna see Kamikaze play here?
I mean, it, that could be a possibility. Oh!
Yep.
Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, that was a really fancy way to resign.
Kanye, hello.
Nah, that's way different
Yeah,
than.
no, it's not. I'm gonna let you finish. It's just I'm gonna finish myself. Cause win in hand doesn't finish, then just nice. All right, so that's 2.5 points each. So now we're in game 6, and
Wait, that wasn't game 6?
that was game 5.
Oh, geez. I'm getting lost in the sauce here.
Yep.
All right,
Okay.
close match. Tied 2.5 points. No one's up. Oh. Um,
Oh no, not pirate ship. All right. Here we go. This one decides it all.
so we have Ambassador again. We have Ghost Ship again.
I really want to see Ambassador get used.
Yeah, let's open Ambassador.
Come on.
Let's open Ambassador.
Yep. I feel like the uh the like power ratings or perceived power ratings of the cards are really different at low and high levels.
What do you mean?
Like lower level players think certain cards are better than they are, or don't understand that certain cards are as powerful as they can be.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and so like you can see that.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I played with Masquerade, we all thought it was kind of a joke card that was like a gimmick. Like, oh, we all have to pass a card to the next person. Like, isn't this like a weird experience?
Wait, was it first edition though?
Uh, it was first edition, but it was also like 4 to 6 player.
Oh, you can't
So,
pin there.
yeah. I didn't play a game of 2-player until I started playing online. I never realized Dominion was a 2-player game until I played online.
Oh man, I mean yeah. IRL I'd play with my dad and brother. We'd play 3P a lot. Yep.
So let's see. We have Baron Silver from both players. Really don't like opening Baron. There's not much that you're trying to spike a huge prize point for, and I want those estates
You
out
don't
of my deck as soon as possible. But I
you
want to
don't
be
want
winning the
Forge,
ambassador.
and you don't want Forge, like
I
early.
mean, no, getting
Well,
an early
yeah,
forge would be fine.
but Baron's
Like,
not the way to do it.
well, I mean,
I
it
mean,
kind of is, but
but okay, but Ambassador is just better.
exactly. Yeah, ambassador is just a lot better than forge. You're
It's
gonna
not
have a
like
really
it's not a good decision to get Baron. It's just there's a better decision.
Yeah, exactly. Like ambassador is just a lot stronger. If your goal here is to get Baron in order to get Forge, that's gonna have a really hard time keeping up with the trashing from the junk that you're get coming in from ambassador. Forge also does get destroyed by Ghost Ship, for sure. So McWaffle's first 5 is to buy a gold. Not a Ghost Ship, not a Patrol, but a gold.
Gold is not a good card.
Gold is not a good card. It costs 6. It only earns you 1 more money than silver. And it doesn't really...
And it's a stop card. We've
And
talked
it's a
about
stop
stop
card.
cards.
And it doesn't help you hit a price point that you're trying to hit here particularly well. Likewise, Treasury is pretty bad. It's a peddler for 5.
And its effect, it looks cool. Oh, I can put it back on my deck, but really...
That only works when you're not buying green cards. So it helps if you want to build for a really long time. If you're like building for a very long time, then getting the ability to top deck all those treasuries because you're never buying green cards might be really valuable. But on this board, right, there's no plus buy besides contra. Oh my god, GreenAjah buys a turn 5 province.
Davor, it's in the name. We all saw it coming. Man.
Yeah, so GreenAjah,
what's the
you don't want to buy
bishop?
province just because. Yeah.
What?
Okay, let's just stop and go over all the things that are wrong. So, we didn't open Ambassador. We're not using Ambassador as our main way of thinning. Ambassador is one of the best thinning cards in the game. It's also a junking attack, so we're not using that. Bishop, on the other hand, is very slow trashing and gives your opponent a free trash. So it's a waste of terminal space to use it. We bought golds instead of ghost ships or patrols when those are really oppressive.
Multiple times.
Yeah, and we bought treasuries instead of buying those.
Just again. Oh, man.
We've bought a mining village, but we don't have any draw yet. So the mining village isn't doing much.
And it's not like we have more terminals.
Right, we don't have any terminals that we really want to play. We have a baron, we have a bishop, but we don't have the stuff to really draw. Oh, we don't, and we trashed the baron to the opponent's bishop for no points. So then why did we get the baron in the first place?
And also, I mean, I didn't expect bishop to be something that I'd be playing with here. It's like, no. So the three cards that you really want in your deck have not been bought by either player.
Yep.
And Ghost Ship Patrol.
Still no ghost ship or patrol bought.
And Patrol's drawn. It's besides Ghost Ship. It's
okay, so is GreenAjah just gonna buy a forge because they have 7?
Bet.
So GreenAjah, you don't always have to spend all your money, right? Like it's a big mistake to buy provinces as soon as you can.
Yeah, Ambassador Envy would be a good play, but I feel like everyone's just skipping Ambassador. So, oh my god, I'm putting my cards back. No.
So what I was saying was, you don't have to buy things just because you hit a price point. So you don't have to buy province the first time you hit 8. In fact, it's usually a bad idea to buy province the first time you hit 8, because you've just added a stop card into your deck, and you've lowered your deck's consistency. If you are just playing like sort of very simple money strategy, a good rule of thumb, and it's just a rule of thumb, is to not buy a province till you've hit 8 twice already. Okay, we see contraband being bought. It is the only source of plus buy, but on the other hand, it is
Baron.
awful.
Baron.
Oh my god, wait. GreenAjah bought an estate.
What? What? Oh.
Bought treasury estate.
You can gain. You can,
Yeah, another good rule of thumb is don't buy estate. So Ghost Ship and Patrol, the only draw on the board, still haven't been touched. Ambassador, by far the best thinning and the only junking on the board, still hasn't been touched. Okay, we see McWaffle picks up a Forge.
Alright, we can forge stuff.
But Contraband has indeed been touched. And GreenAjah is going to buy another province.
Honestly, at this
Or
point,
not. Or not. Maybe they won't.
I mean, they can buy a province and then start like just milling it with like.
Okay, they go with Treasury Silver. Again, I really don't see what these treasuries are doing. They're just peddlers, and they're very expensive peddlers. So here, if you wanted, you could do something like forging a treasury into silver into a province. It's not a good idea, but you could do it.
RTT, I'm not sure that is gonna stop that.
Okay,
know?
so they actually do forge the silver in the treasury. Yeah, I mean, treasury isn't doing a ton.
I feel like there's just general ideas that
Yeah,
aren't quite
there's some Dominion fundamentals that are just missing here.
thinning and attacking your opponent at the same time with Ambassador.
Trying to get, yeah, thinning, trying to get deck control, trying to build a basic draw engine.
That Ambassador could have gotten bought 12 turns earlier.
Yep.
Right. At least Embargo's untouched. No.
I mean, who knows how long that'll go for.
RTT, haven't you heard about the virtual sleeves? Steph added a feature. Man, imagine starting the game with an Ambassador in your deck. FPA, right there. Alright. So now McWaffle got a hand of all treasures.
Yep. So they just like buying gold. Seems like the thing they like doing. A lot of gold.
So it's just money.
It's money, but it's not even terminal draw money, right? Because they're not actually playing with any of the draw cards.
It's just weird peddler random cards money.
Yeah.
Imagine the scores if low-level games always had museum. I think sometimes we forget museum's not on the board. And then it's like, hey, let's...
Hey, bought a patrol. Let's go. Actually adding draw to our deck.
Amazing. Alright, so now, McWaffle, I used the gold to get gold, McWaffle. Come on.
I would love to see McWaffle buy Patroller Ghost Ship. Although with only 4 provinces left, it is getting a little late into the game. Defensive duchy might be warranted soon.
Yeah, but not too soon.
Just buys another gold. Ugh. So gold is not a good card. The high level play for McWaffle right now is to give his opponent a contraband.
Alright, so it's just provinces back and forth.
Yep, but McWaffle can't province this turn.
I mean,
And at this point, I'm not sure I want to be giving them another estate. I mean, I'm down in VP.
on the other hand, let's see what GreenAjah names.
Yeah.
Because really,
Yeah,
you
so in terms of order, you always want to play the contraband before you play the rest of your treasures so they don't know how much money you have.
so now it's obviously just gonna be named province.
Yup, so
You
I
can get
think you have to
duchy.
take a duchy here.
Yeah, and they can't see it, but GreenAjah is just gonna get a province next turn.
Okay, they do not get a duchy. That is a big problem because they are about to be way down in VP.
Yeah, and actually, so GreenAjah is guaranteed a province next turn too.
Yep, can pop that mining village and get another prov. So this looks like GreenAjah's game
Yeah.
buys an embargo because why not? Because why
Oh
not?
man, I
Okay,
take
so
back
here,
I
pop
take
this
back
mine, pop
everything
this
that I
mine,
said earlier.
pop this mining village and buy province.
Yeah, pop it. You can even
Yay! Now buy province. Yeah. All right, and now they can take Duchy Estate on their next turn.
yep.
And see, this is
That's
why Treasury sucks, right? Like now it would be great if it could stay top decked, but instead it just disappears into the ethos.
alright.
And what
So
has this Forge done for you this game? You trash a silver and a treasury into a province, and other than that, it's just been a stop card. So I think this is pretty clearly just Duchy Estate here from GreenAjah. Embargo, because for
I
the whole game we were willing to buy estates, but now that it's actually like time to score, apparently we don't want to buy estates anymore.
I thoroughly regret what I said earlier.
Are you the reason they're buying embargoes?
Uh, I know.
So here I think I pop it.
Yeah, and you can.
So
Yep.
a bit of an order mistake. You want to play patrol before the treasury so that you can potentially top deck the card you need to find.
But there you go.
But you win.
So that's 3.5 to 2.5 for
Yep,
GreenAjah.
for
And
GreenAjah.
I'm I'm willing to guess that had they played with all sets, McWaffle could have played um at a better play and won more. But they
I
played
don't
with
know
limited
who
sets.
who was more familiar with sets.
McWaffle. McWaffle's the one with the sub, I think, too. So,
Interesting.
yep, correct. This was commentated on. It will be uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah, lot to learn. Well, hopefully both players can watch this VOD and take away a bunch of good stuff from it. I know we were very critical, but that's just because there's a bunch of stuff you can improve on, and that's awesome because that means you can get better really fast.
Yeah, you can promote to H.
Anyway, fun commentating with you,
Alright,
Munster. Although that was an interesting set.
yep, thanks, Kilohertz. Alright.